Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading here at the Plaid Sheep Oracle. Oh, well, it's not surprising at all, Aquarius. And I would say that this is one of those readings that is not just about individual Aquarians, but about the Aquarius energy in all of us. This, when we have these moments where there's a lot of stuff going on in the heavens, as there has been around this Aquarius full moon, it can be this bigger energy, this bigger message. But there may also be ways in which this is going to play out in the micro too, in your own life. Often these things are reflected or rhyme or have, things in common. But anyway, the card that came out was this protection card. And it doesn't feel so much like protection as it does sort of surprise, right? It's like the stag has arrived. Maybe we've all been doing stuff, dealing with whatever our individual neuroses, crises, all this kind of thing. And then so that we aren't really paying attention, we aren't looking around, and the stag arrives. The card next to, that's in the visible position is this healing card. And it seems like they're sort of looking over their shoulders, like, oh, the stag has arrived. And then the hidden underlying is this strength, ancient oak strength card. And there is both this idea of strength, right? The stag does present that. But there's also this door that's opening. And then under the healing card, we have the rainbow waterfall with miracles, and the daffodil fairy with new beginnings, and the dragonfly spirit with change. So there's an arrival, and then the opening door that may lead to something new that has not been seen before, to change, to a miracle. Actually, I didn't look before, but I'm going to look now. Who was next to strength? Oh, there it is, playfulness. That seems to be, I want to say that it's almost a thing that runs through everything on this channel. This underlying message of playfulness, of joy. That source is wanting to present, wanting to get through to us. So, goddess of fire. And right below her is this craftsman of air. And then the two of water. And actually right below that, strength peeking out. I want to say that you are, Aquarius, you're combining these energies. This goddess of fire, this kind of feminine, certainly, but also really wise, mysterious a little bit, energy. The energy of the healer that is not sweet. Because this goddess of fire is Baba Yaga, who is a witch character from Slavic stories. I have a Slavic background, and my grandmother used to tell me stories about Baba Yaga when I was a child. And you may have come across them. You may have read the story about Vasilisa. So Baba Yaga is not a soft, squishy character, right? She's not your favorite grandmother, you know, who you go to for sweets. She is a challenging sort of person. And certainly mysterious. And kind of ancient. And then the Craftsman of Air is certainly all about the intellect and planning and visioning and figuring out, solving the puzzles. And there's something about combining these energies, Aquarius, that is necessary for going forward, or that is the straightest line, if we want to say, to where we go. We can talk about the masculine and the feminine, but I don't know, I'm sort of bored with that idea. You know, something else. But the combining of different kinds of energies, the integration of all the various things that we've kind of pulled apart through, you know, human history. We kind of got started, and we started going smaller and smaller and trying to get down to the smallest thing and pulling things apart and separating them out and putting them in their own little pigeonholes. And there's something about stopping that, about integration. That's a little vague, I know. But perhaps this will begin to unfold more in the readings as we go. The bottom of the deck is the Five of Earth. And in this deck, it's particularly about time and history and generations. So, you know, this skeleton is this rabbit's mother, and now she is a mother and has her little baby rabbits there. And then there's this sickle and the possibilities of death. They're all kind of here in this Five of Earth. So there's like a sense of time and history, of things not coming full circle, actually diverging, right? That the two bits don't meet. This part misses, right? This new line that we're on is going to miss. We're going to go in a whole different direction, right? With this priestess, this line that we're going to follow from here. And here she looks, as she sometimes is to me, as if she's about to bang the moon like a big gong. This sense with this Two of Earth immediately afterwards, right, that there's sleeping happening. And she is going to bang the gong. And she is both you individually, Aquarius, because I think that people with a lot of Aquarius energy are, you know, sort of maybe more directly part of this. You know, people who have a lot of some energy in their natal chart may have greater responsibility around different aspects of this new direction that we want to go in. And you seem to be, and the Aquarius energy seems to be about awakening, right? Waking up. And then taking off. Leaving the island. Many, many years ago, someone who used to read my tarot cards said to me that that life was a series of stepping stones, but that I viewed each stepping stone as an island. It's like, oh, I could so see that. And it's been something I've been working with, because I do have all of that Taurus energy. I have quite a bit, and I have some Scorpio energy too, fixed energy. I also have a lot of Leo in my first house. A good chunk of my first house is Leo. So working on this idea of being able to shift and change more easily, not getting stuck on an island that is only a stepping stone. And this is a very little, right? This is a very little island. I mean, maybe it seems like a vast thing. So much that we would like to change, so many things. So it seems, you know, kind of like an endless vista. And I'm actually now thinking of an episode of Stargate, SG-1, which is a favorite show of mine. And in one of the early episodes, two of the characters go through the gate and they end up on what they think is an ice planet. One of them manages to climb up and out of the cave that they're in, and it just seems like there's nothing but ice in every direction. But in fact, they're in Antarctica. And, you know, they get rescued. They aren't where they think they are. It's not, you know, they're not on some ice planet that's just ice everywhere. Or, if you prefer, the Hobbit, where Bilbo climbs up a tree when they're in Mirkwood, and it looks as if Mirkwood runs forever and ever in every direction, because the tree he's on is sitting at the bottom of a valley. So there's something here about it things not being as vast as we think they are. That the problem isn't as big as we think it is. And then we have the Fool, the Pilgrim. And this is the Fool's first appearance. He will make another, and then he's actually also out here twice on two decks that I used earlier for something else. And he came to rest there. This Fool energy is very strong in this reading. And he is associated with air. He does have an affinity to Uranus, who is one of your guides. And then we have the Devil. And the bottom of the deck is the Seven of Wands with Valor. And so I want to say, as is often true here, there is a this and that. One, there is a not fearing the devil. Not fearing, any of your own demons or even society's demons. And also, having the courage to be the devil. To be the one who steps out of line. The adversary to the status quo. and to exercise the devil's power in the world, in the sense of the devil is Capricorn with all of that material mastery. And it's interesting to me too, because Pluto is currently still in Aquarius, but in not too long, September 4th, I think, he steps back into Capricorn for 2.5 months until November 19th. So there is this interplay between Capricorn and Aquarius that is happening and that will continue to happen. And then below the devil is the Lovers. And in the Waite Smith deck, the devil and the Lovers look very similar. They both have an angel kind of figure, the angel and devil, and then there's two people. And in the Lovers, they look happy, and in the devil, they are apparently chained. So what is the reality? Do you believe yourself to be chained? Do you believe yourself to be helpless? Do you believe that the problems are too big, insurmountable? Whether that's on a world stage or just in your own life? That there's something happening in your own life that's too complex, too big for you? Maybe it isn't so. And then actually below that, we have death. And here, this particular death that often appears to me like he's about to cut that cord that leads to himself. Right? That has this kind of DNA feel to it. That people can feel themselves stuck in, sometimes they feel stuck in their own bodies. They have particular DNA and they can't do anything about it. Whatever that is, there is an opportunity here to cut that cord, right? Because then we get the Ten of Wands, followed immediately by the Ace of Cups, which is then followed by the Four of Cups with luxury, and the Prince of Wands, who in this deck is associated with Leo. As you can see, he's got a lion there. This, this energy of, it's not even here that you're the energy of change. You are, you're kind of the energy of saying, right, that change is possible. You don't have to make all the changes. You are, right, you're the awakener. That's actually a name for Uranus. This energy of seeing things maybe as they really are. And then we have the Queen of Cups. And she too feels as if she's sort of waking up. The sun is here, not that high on the horizon. It may be morning. She's kind of rubbing her eyes. She's got her, her cup, but she's kind of a little, right? She's not quite knowing what to do with it. And then below her is the Queen of Pentacles, who seems to have been up for a lot longer. And what this seems like to me is that the reality, this Queen of Pentacles, is different than our feelings have been telling us. Maybe we've just been feeling sad, confused, hopeless, angry, frustrated, pessimistic, despairing even. But those feelings are the result. Here we have both the 7 and the 8 of Swords, and I'm just seeing now the 9 of Wands. And actually even below that, there's 2 4s, the 4 of Swords and the 4 of Cups. Oh my goodness, and the 7 of Cups. So we have, right, our minds have led us maybe through perseveration, right? Because the 4 of Swords ideally is a lovely meditative kind of arrangement. But it can also be sitting and catastrophizing. Right? Seeing things as too much, like we can't do it. Right? Feeling trapped. Right? Feeling that, you know, maybe things are hidden from us, or people are lying, or there's, right? All of these things have led us to this Queen of Cups feeling, perhaps. Right? Or have led us to where our feelings, you know, are contributing. Right? You get a kind of a feedback loop. Right? You have a bad thought, so you feel bad, you have more bad thoughts, and right, kind of around and around. But the Queen of Pentacles is here, right? She's up and awake and ready to go. She's had coffee. She's clear on what the actual reality is. And the bottom of this deck is Death reappearing, transformation. And then even beyond, we get 2 more Earth characters. We get fertility with the Empress. And then there's tradition with Juno, the Hierophant in this deck. And she is an energy of commitment. And then the 8 of Wands, which has just been all over the place for the last several weeks as we approached this time, this particular full moon. If you are watching this at some other point in time, a year, 2 years, 5 years from now, Aquarius, then there are energies that are like this. There's some change happening. Because these things, of course, right, don't happen once. There's a sequence. So then we get the Chariot with this sense of, hey, look, what is that? I didn't know, right? I was asleep. I was sleeping in the Chariot. And then I heard this massive gong go off. And now I'm seeing something I haven't seen before. The bottom of the deck is the Ace of Combustion, the Ace of Wands, the spark. And then below this Chariot is the Fool. And actually below him is the 8 of Swords repeating. But then below that is the Sun. Oh, well, I'm going to go 2 more. We have this 8 of Pentacles, right? This 8 of Cups leaving behind this tentacled monster. And interestingly, what's underneath that is the Emperor. So the Emperor can feel like this is just what is. We have that sense with society, and people do. You know, this is just the way it is. We can't change things. I've actually might have been sort of listening to some mystery stories recently that take place in the Victorian era. And there's a lot of discussion of how, you know, women were sort of, right, for a long time, if they got married, their property became the property of their husband and all of these things. And it seemed often, right, this was just the way it was. That's often things that characters in these stories say. But of course it changed. So sometimes you're right, you can't see it because the emperor looks so big. He looks so big, so all-encompassing. But change is possible. I'm actually going to go to the bottom of this deck because I looked at it and the sun is there and the star. And actually, I think under this deck, yeah, the sun, the Eight of Pentacles, the moon, and then the sun reappears. Oh, as well as the adjustment card, particularly. Right, not listed as justice here, but adjustment. I don't know who's on the bottom here. Oh, the Two of Combustion, Two of Wands. And Queen Boadicea. So then we have the Tower, because it's appeared in all of the readings in the last grouping. All right, this is where we are. This is the possibility. That this Uranian lightning will strike. And will open the opportunity, will open the ability to change the mind, which is like the most important space. Changing the mind and changing the heart. And this shows up in these next three cards because we have the Page of Cups. Opening the heart newly to the possibility that things are not the way that you think they are, that they are not hopeless, that people are not so stuck in their ways, that things are intractable. And then the Ten of Wands reappearing here is this, right, this mental prison, right, with gears and things grinding against each other. And then the Nine of Swords. Right, all of the nighttime worries, the anxieties. And actually, when you read the description of this card, there is particularly an emphasis on discerning what is real and what is not. What is just, you know, the nightmare that your mind is creating. Now, an interesting thing is that when I was pulling these cards, I was torn with this last card between, there was another card that I kind of, all right, at first I thought I wanted to take it out, but then this one was stronger, wanting to come out, so I did. And the other card, I took it out, is the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups. So what is the reality? Right? I mean, this card kind of fits in with this row. It completes this idea of what is, you know, what it is that we're going to change. But then the Ace of Pentacles is, right, the place we want to go. Formal advice. And here again, we have what may seem to be the problem in the row. We have the Two of Swords, confusion, not knowing what to do, too many problems facing us, people hiding under the bed and not wanting to deal with things, staying asleep, all of these various Two of Swords things. Then we have the Ten of Swords. We have the corpse that we're all gathered around. There's a, you know, too much memorializing, too much, right? There's a real autopsy going on. We love to do that, don't we? We love it. We love to go back. Well, what went wrong? It was all these things. And sometimes there can be a little bit of use to that. You know, on a personal level, to thinking back to your childhood, discerning the things that occurred that created problems for you, right? That caused you to create a bunch of coping mechanisms. And knowing that that happened, that you're not, you know, you're not crazy, you're not irretrievably broken, you're not stuck with what it is, it can be useful, right? This was the thing that happened. I'm not crazy. But then we get stuck there, right? We want to tease it apart. We want to find every last thing that everybody ever did that caused this. You know, maybe if we don't recall things, we may struggle to recall things so that we can know, you know, what was it that my father said to me, you know, repeatedly that I've blocked out. And that's the sort of thing that is not, I think, necessary. Knowing what's important is knowing that you are whole, that you're not crazy, that something did happen, and you created some coping mechanisms, you put on some masks, you did some stuff to get through it. And that is absolutely normal. There's nothing wrong with you. But finding the little details, every last thing, is not necessary. It's not going to change anything. It's not going to make embracing the newness easier. It might do the reverse. And we love to do this. We love to go and find out all of the little things that went wrong. Right? What killed this body? And then there's the lack. There's the feeling that we don't belong, the struggles to fit in, the ways that we separate out from each other, the ways that we imprison each other and ourselves, all of these lackful Five of Pentacles things. And so, you know, again, I've been using this phrase a lot, your mission, should you choose to accept it. Page of Pentacles, new world. The new. Forget like all of this stuff that happened in the past. Just stop it. It is not a map to the future. Every time you talk about it, you just bring that energy back. And this is something that I am finally coming to grips with. And this is a moment, right? This is a moment of new. We have had the Fool twice and then appearing twice. 4 Fools. Plus the Ace of Cups twice. The Sun twice. The Prince of Wands. And now below this Page of Pentacles is the Knight of Swords. Right? The awakening. And the awakening into the Three of Cups. And actually, I'm going to go to the Eight of Pentacles. right? To just, right, starting where we are. Starting where we are. Not stopping the autopsy. And, right, we are here now. We have everything that we need to be new, to do the new thing. We don't have to talk about why we're here anymore. We just want to talk about where we want to go. And knowing that we have the potential, that humanity has the ability to do that. The bottom of the deck is Judgment, yeah, the Awakening. The Ace of Pentacles, yeah. And then there's you, Aquarius. So, and actually I'm going to go one more, right? There's the Seven of Pentacles again. So, or Seven of Cups, I'm sorry. Right? Cutting through all of that with the Sword of Truth, the Sword of Clarity. Oh, and actually see, there's the Four of Cups repeating again. And then there's the Ace of Swords showing itself. Aquarius. The time has arrived. I'm going to say, bang the gong, Aquarius. And your task is to not get caught up in this stuff. Right? To do what you're going to do. To be the change that you want to see in the world. To bang the gong of where we want to go. Not where we've been, not of whatever you think the problems are. To be the fool. Aquarius. So just that, how about that? But don't worry, it's not just you. I mean, maybe it's just you in your own little world, right? In your office, at your workplace, or in your family unit, where it's a smaller, contained thing. But on the world stage, it's the Aquarius energy in all of us. I wish you the very, very best, Aquarius. Oh, you know what? I gave all the earth signs an extra card thing. And I'm sort of minded to do it for you too. It just popped into my head. I'm going to take one of these full decks and see what little tiny thing Spirit wants to add, send you off with. Oh, look at that. Queen of Swords facing up to go with your King of Swords. Oh, and the Tower is underneath her. And then the bottom of the deck, oh, is the Moon. Yeah. Who do we have? Oh. Six of Wands. Right? See yourself as victorious. See the thing. Right? Know that success is assured. Seven of Wands. Be, again, know that you are not at war. All right? This is right? This card, and every time I've done this, a card that came out has repeated. And here, this is this Seven of Wands, this Valor repeating. And then the Laughing Hierophant. The joy, the playfulness, the laughter. Right? This is enlightenment. This is the true understanding. I wish you so well, Aquarius. I hope that you are really feeling this, that you are feeling a great sense of faith in yourself and in all of us. And I will see you next time. So long.